Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to Synergetic Games. My name is Natalie, and today we are going to be playing some more. Well, for the first time on the channel, at least, we are going to be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. By the way, for those of you who don't know, apparently that makes this game, you know, there's a little bit more to it than the original game. Stuff has been added, storylines have been extended, all sorts of things. What did you just learn? Allow me to help you learn it. Hello, Gray. I'm waiting to be wisdomed. It'll be a new experience for me. What have you just learned? What very important thing is this? I must know now. You've bigged it up. It better be good. It's okay, I got you, buddy. I got you. I'll tell you what, I never got behind Beavis and Butthead. You know, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. But, never appealed to me, Beavis and Butthead. Hi, Dan. Welcome. You should have mod privileges. Let me know if, speak to Abnock when he gets on the stream. If he gets on the stream today, and he will talk you through the Discord channel and getting on board there. So yes, if you're not sure what to block and unblock, just you know, bring it up. Should be fairly common sense. Just, you know, nothing too sexist or racist or just downright offensive. I don't mind swearing. I don't like the C word. You all know what that is. Obviously avoid the N word. We don't do that. We don't do that here. But I don't like the C word. That hard line. Hard no. But yes, generally, also just ban anyone who tries to make me famous. I just refuse, okay? Just refuse. By which I mean, you know, by follower famous. Like, if you guys want to stick around and make me famous, I'm okay with that. Would not object. But like, you don't need to buy followers. I do not. I mean, I would hope not. I would hope not. Oh God, do you know, I had a thought today, and it occurred to me because I read an article a while ago, and it just popped into my brain out of the blue, about this influencer who was very into doing extreme poses. I don't know why, but the subject of death came up during the course of my day. But this influencer who was very popular and famous for doing very extreme, I know, influencer is a terrible word, very extreme photo shoots. Like, she would go out into nature. She was very much a daredevil, an adrenaline junkie type of person, which, you know, fine. But she would often hang off cliff ledges and have people take pictures of her while she was doing this without like any safety equipment or anything. She'd just do that. And one day she was doing that, taking a picture off a cliffside, and she slipped and she fell to her death. So I don't remember the point of my statement, but like, never will I ever do anything quite as extreme as that. But you know, sometimes it's just like she must have been talented to be able to even you know, do that, and very, very brave, but sometimes there are just some deaths that you sit there and you think, was that even worth it? And like, I don't know, like, maybe it was cool, maybe it was exhilarating. It was just a bit tragic to me, and I don't know why that cropped up into my head, but I remember ages ago reading an article about it, and it was just really depressing. And like, that poor woman, she was just living her best life, I guess, but you know, it's just the way, isn't it? No, I didn't know that person at all. I believe she was American, but I couldn't possibly say. It's just a story that I read about. And again, very tragic. It's just one of those things where it's like, where's the line though? It's like, I imagine she didn't do it purely for attention. I imagine she did it because she enjoyed it and she enjoyed the thrill. And she just happened to become Instagram famous. But you get so many people trying so hard, and sometimes you're like, is it worth it though? Is it worth it to, like, you can either become influencers, you can either become genuinely popular for some reason or whatever, or you could just go ahead and you can buy followers and lie to yourself. You just go ahead and you do that. But, you know, just moderate your, you know, expectations for life, I guess. It's only for attention. I don't think so. Oh, hi, one or two. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for thanking Gray. Welcome back. It's been a while. So anyway, sorry. Dumb, depressing ramble over with. Do you know what game I've been quite interested in? I've been interested in doing The Quarry, but it's a very expensive game. It's from the same people that did Until Dawn and Man of Medan and the other one. Hey, Choppa, welcome back. How was the wedding? Are you on a honeymoon? Are you gonna do a honeymoon? Tell us everything. Yeah. Sorry. But, I really should have, like, checked some things before I, you know, came on camera. Anyway, sorry, my bad. Wedding was good, tiring, had a week off work, and honeymoon in a year. Well, I hope the honeymoon goes well. And I hope your week off went well, too. And I hope you and Mrs. Chopper are very, very happy currently and continue to stay that way. Because I have been watching a lot of documentaries. You know, I've been watching a lot of true crime documentaries, and I'm currently watching one called Meet, Marry, Murder, which, you know, it's a couples meet, they get married, and then death follows. So, you know, don't do that. Don't do that. Just, you know, PSA, don't do that. Don't think that's any comfort, Chopper. Genuinely don't. It does not make it any better. But alright, as long as you... Informative. Yeah, that is exactly what that is. But yeah, it is... Do you know what? I suppose some people might take a very grim view of that sort of viewing material, but let's be honest. If it helps you flag a psycho before it's too late, watch true crime documentaries. Just go ahead and do it. Just watch it, learn the red flags, and maybe save your own life at some point. That's my take. Yes, it is grim viewing, and then sometimes I can only watch like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I'm just like, oh well, I've got to go do something, a bit more cheerful and or productive. Um, I think I still have a viewer in Mrs. Chopper sometimes, although I imagine she watches with you. But yeah, you're right. I guess I would still have a viewer if you won the fight. But let's not consider that, just as an option. Let's not do that. Um, but ranting aside, I'm gonna drag you guys over to the game. I don't know why it's relevant, but I've already done my first time setup, and the first time I logged in, it asked me for the current time, and it's just done so again. So I don't know what the relevance is going to be, but that's just how it is. So because you guys missed this, but it asked me for the time. So I gave it the time, and I don't know why this is relevant, but that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to drag you guys over, we're going to get into the game, and we are going to meet Fancy Stanley. Okay, so Mrs. Chopper said that when we cut the cake, she held the knife to your neck as a joke. Oh dear. Stanley! Stanley, let's go! Well, you know what? At least Mrs. Chopper is on guard, so you might not have as much of a jump as you think, Chopper. So keep an eye out. Okay, so we'll wait for the screen to load, because at the moment it just says a few words. Hang on, hang on. I'm actually just gonna move this a bit. Should I move it down here? Should I move it? I'm gonna keep it there for now. Do let me know if I'll keep an eye on it, see if the webcam needs to be moved, but it should be fine there just now. Ooh, dang! Do you know what? I got a new computer chair the other day. It was supposed to be here on Sunday, and it was never dispatched, and it got dispatched at midnight on Sunday. So they were like, sorry it's late, but it's gonna be here on Monday. And I said, you lied to me. But you know what? I don't care, because I bought the chair at a discount, and I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, because it was already discounted, and then there was this lightning deal, which I just happened to catch, thankfully, so it was cheaper than it should have been, which is nice. Or cheaper than it was going to be, so yay. Anyway, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. Oh, I did say I already did my first time setup. By the way, because it wanted me to, I just thought I'd load it up just to make sure it friggin' ran, because like so many times I start a new game and I'm like, what is going on? It's not loading. So I thought I'd make sure it worked. You have a leather cube stool for a chair. I'm so jealous. I'll tell you what, if if Abnock shows up today, I will get you on Discord, and I will link you the chair that I've got. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you play the game. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want, even if it's not the correct time. You've earned it. All right, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Okay. Hi. Could you set Dan up on Discord? Abnock, please. I mean, you're also Dan, so I've actually decided that I only want my mods to be called Dan. Um, or some variation of. Okay, begin the game. Oh, I like that there was like a little computer monitor with the screen on it and it was moving with me. It was cool. Get binned.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple.
Let me know if the game is too quiet.
In room 427, and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay.
This is what employee 427 did every day of every month.
I'll have to change it in a minute.
And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
So I don't want to accidentally skip the screen by minimizing or something.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
You're doing secret things.
He realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Nah, Stanley doesn't need days off. He loves his job.
Call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit here. Should be fine. Let me know. Fine. Fine. Do something. I'm gonna see how long it takes for something to happen in this room, or if anything will happen in this room. I think that's actually the current time, you know. You got a new job where you don't have to get up as early. Might make it to more streams. Yay! I'm so glad. I hope it's a better job than your previous one. This is the best part. I have a silver and blue ring with Theta Sigma in Gallifreyan on it. The rumored doctor's name. Ooh, cool! Speaking of which, Fridays are the only streams you can't make due to 4 AM wake up. That is fine. I will I will allow it. You do what you need to do, Dan. Okay. I give up.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh no, I turned it off. Number 1, Dad?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
I love how the clicking is just keyboard noises. Who farted? Says the mug.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll tell you what, guys. Abnock, could you do some polls for us? Whenever a choice is presented to us, would you mind doing such things as, like, doing a little poll? So for this one, should we go left or should we go right? Or even Dan Lionheart. One of the two. Yes. Yes is the choice. Yes is not an option. Yes is not an option. I don't think you can, actually, so it must... I don't know. I think Abnock has to do it. You got 2 minutes. Okay, so you guys make a decision. Should we go through the left door or should we go through the right door? Bear in mind that your screens are reversed. So, like, for me, this is the left one and this is the right one, which I think it might be opposite for you guys. Left, right, left.
Stanley
Right.
just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
I'm not sure I like your tune. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. We might have to make the polls 1 minute, just in case. It might be the face of Kappa, yes, he's got a bit of a tood. Sorry, I've got a crick in my neck. Oh, wow. You guys. Great. Where's my tiebreaker coin? Oh, there it is. Right. Heads were going right, tails were going left. Oh, jeez. Nope. Okay, we're going left. I didn't vote. I thought I'd leave it to you guys. When I say left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Meeting schedule. Marketing Mondays. Group 40X. Group 45X. Group 46X. Pranking Floor 5 meeting. Weekly review. What to do about 432. You voted 3 times, because... Yes, please make sure that the people only get 1 vote. Please, dear God. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new copy machine. Standardized graph. 40x wide, not cost efficient. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Synergize papers. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy who moved my desk. Please keep the targets on the topic of blank blank blank. The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items right next to today's agenda. Reflect. Synergize. How to solve a dispute. Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in a header. And throw some bevel in there for the good mix. Everyone is unique. You most of all. It must be Monday. Charts and slides. Number of slides on this slide. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of the increased graphs per slide. Please, no more charts. Please, I'm begging. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out the triplicate and return your Boss Appreciation Specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict unless you're the kind of blah 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 blah. Okay, there's a lot going on there. Oh, Chris isn't here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. I'm gonna stay in here. Chris isn't...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
That is a lot of information. So many informations.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No choice. Upstairs or downstairs. Also, PG, please, narrator. So, do we go upstairs or downstairs? And also, please make sure people can only vote once. Please. Otherwise, I'll have to start doing this the fancy way. And you know how I like doing things the fancy way, but it does mean I'll have to keep minimizing the game. I'll do it, you know. One vote this time. 2 votes this time. No, sorry, I'll stop. I was going to say vote to the left and then vote to the right, but also that just sounds super political, and I'd rather not. Also, I don't really know that song very well, even though everybody knows that song. It's one of those ones. Is the voting time 1 minute? Never heard of it? You never heard of slide to the left, slide to the right? 1 hop this time, 2 hop this time. Lots of, I don't know. Somebody explained the lyrics. I don't remember them. There's a lot of bell ringing and a lot of like music skipping. It's been a minute. I think you can set the default time to 1 minute. Or less. but we'll see how this goes. I believe you can, but like as I say, I don't want to minimize the game too much because it might end up crashing. Let's see. It is over now. Holy crap. Right. Heads are going down. Tails are going up. Oh my god, I should have said heads going up. Okay, it says tails were going up. You've made helpful choices. Executive bathroom. I don't remember there being an executive bathroom the first time. I don't even have a reflection. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money! Crisp. Money! You know, I think I vibed Stan's bosses. Hey! Don't you slam on me. And you. I have not played the deluxe edition before, but I have played Stanley before. You know, the regular one. But I'm working on the 5-year achievement, so I cannot open the Stanley Parable for 5 years, for fear of not getting the achievement for not playing the game for 5 years. I am 2 years in, I think. 2 or 3.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845, but I don't know that, so I'm just gonna leave. Damn it!
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Nope. I'd like to leave now. Damn it. Okay, looks like we have to go down, guys. Did I? Eh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay. Do we go to the mind control facility, or do we go through the escape hatch? Do we escape, or do we go forward? It does give you quite a few Portal vibes, I agree. particularly with the going down and all the heights as well, the long corridors, the populationless hallways, everything. It's just zero people. The ominous writing on the walls, indeed. And it could have been Cave's office, could have been Cave Johnson's office, but I'll tell you what, he probably looked down at himself and thought, I don't like these lemons. I'm gonna go start a science facility somewhere. We're gonna do research, help people. And I definitely won't die of some sort of poisoning. Okay. Uh... Okay, you guys have 1 minute to vote. Yes, maybe we should choose. So we can either go forward to the mind controls facility, or we can go through the escape. Please answer the poll. There is only 1 minute. You guys got this. I believe in you. I promise it's okay. I did at you. I did at you. Pretty sure I did at you. If I didn't, that's my bad, but it's too late now. Okay, so what's the choices here? I swear to God, if you guys make me do another tiebreaker. Oh, wow. Okay. Tails, we escape. We're escaping. We're escaping, guys.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Ooh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly
I can't actually jump, by the way,
to his brief and shallow life.
that I know of.
Farewell, Stanley.
Oh no.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I guess we're going this way.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Can you?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
It's a bit rude. Is that my office? Button sounds. Selection of sounds used throughout the game. When buttons are pressed, each sound is a mix of keyboard strokes and synthesized tones. How do you jump then? Okay, well, you know what? This is alarming. The boss's office. Office clock.
Is forever. And finally, he pushed the number 9. Stanley jumped in the river.
I tried to jump. It's not doing it. See? Nothing's happening. Can't do it. Says achievement. You can't jump. Yes, maybe I can't for now. Countdown desk. One of the desks from the early version of the countdown ending.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Sleep well, Grey Area. Thank you for
But listen
stopping
to
by.
me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Thank you for being here, Grey. Sleep well when you go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, left or right, Abnock? Left or right? We're going to be making a lot of the same decisions, but also different. Yes, there's going to be a lot of this. Doot, 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 doot. $60. Go! Left or right? Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability
There's a vote.
to do
There's a vote.
anything.
Do it now.
This
Hi,
is why Stanley
Starbreeze.
and I are on such good terms.
Okay, we're going right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Oh, I can crouch.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
This guy's savage. Hi, Starbreeze. Welcome to the stream.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Okay, let's go.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Abnock, here's a poll. Are we going left or are we going forward? Left or forward? Feel bad for Abnock. He is employed to do this. I do not pay him, so I get what I pay for. I'm doing very well, thank you. You're trying to build a website. Not during a stream, you're not. You do you, but this is going to be one of those ones where you, like, there's going to be a lot of this. There's going to be a lot of polls. As I'm sure you're well aware, like, there's going to be a lot of it, so, like, I apologize, but it is going to be a busy stream for you, my man. Left or forward? Here we go. We're going left. Who's Danjo? Oh, is that the program you're using? Everything will be
And
fine.
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Do we go ahead or do we go to the lift? So we're gonna go to the lift, or are we gonna go through this door? Door or lift? Door or lift? Take the lift. We'll vote on it. As I was saying the other day, this is the ideal stream for you guys to friggin' vote on these things. 1 minute, go, do the lift, do the lift, do the vote, do the. There is no up. I think he means up as in this. But, like, obviously. Up as, like, forward up, but, like, up. The lift goes down. The lift goes down. But, okay. Up means lift in this instant. Okay, I had one job. I mean, it is, but also no, not in this context. Okay, what are we doing? Your genius is not appreciated. Okay, we're going to the lift then.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Okay, there's no other way to go, so yeah, we're going this way.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm just gonna go ahead and check every door, even though I probably don't have to. Oh.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago.
Yeah, come on, man.
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Can't even. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should we go to through rooms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6? Abnock, do a thing! Do the thing, Abnock! Rooms 1 to 6.
I'll say it.
Okay.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
Okay, not 6. 6 I can't do.
The game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, okay. Nothing happened. It was too late. It's okay. 6 didn't work out anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where it just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay. Blue corridor.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Hooray!
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you
I
didn't put
am
in
a
any
winner.
actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh. No.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Let's follow the line then. Okay, new vote. Amnok. Do we follow the line or do we not follow the line? Line or no line? That is the question. I believe when I was playing Stanley Parable the first time, by the time the line was brought out, I think I took pity on the narrator and actually did the story. As according to the line, at any rate. Dorothy's paradox. Do we do the line? I assume by Dorothy you mean the yellow brick road, so to speak. That one I understand. Yes. Do you feel appreciated now? Mildly appreciated. Well, mildly is good enough. I am the master of the understatement, so mildly is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so. Do we follow the line or not? For those of you who have not voted, please do. Let's go. It's a trap? That doesn't help. I'm assuming that's no. My gosh, guys. Okay. So, no, we're not doing that. We're not following the line.
No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
You'll be boring. I'm gonna wait for the narrator to say something. If he does. No choices. I feel betrayed. Betrayed by the line.
You
4B7.
see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Okay. Okay, so do we continue to follow the line or not? Please do a poll, please. In this scenario, I have no free will. There appears to be a way down here. It may not be like... It might be another turn back situation, but at least it's a choice to make, so, you know. I like this. I'm about this. Tails, we follow the line. Heads, we don't. Okay, we're not following the line. Heads it is. Oh. Okay, it's just a big old circle. I don't like that. I'm gonna turn it down for you guys a little bit. Just so that we're not all deaf.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, do a sleep. I will do a first come first serve thing, or I'll do the polls myself. It does not matter if there's a big choice I want you guys to make. We will make it together. It is in dire need of digitization, but then everybody sits there on computers all the time, so I don't understand why it wouldn't.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
The line does not care.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Well, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
You're gonna have a try yourself. Okay.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okie dokie.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay, well, I imagine...
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
that sounds very Hitchhiker's Guide, honestly. Just don't think about it, and it will all be fine.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that
I'm
somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
damn it.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Deviate from maintenance room, end in the monitor room. Narrator restarts the game.
8 times? That's really how all this goes?
After a long time, Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again.
There is no longer an office, simply blank space. Wander into the blackness, find a bookstore, get bored and leave. Narrator restarts the game.
Because it's written here on this thing.
Good night, 102. Thank you for popping by. Been good to see you again. Sleep well when you go.
I get a say in all of this. Is it really? No, it can't be.
Begin following the line. Find an identical replica of the office that has begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story here. Narrator restarts the game.
I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Both the doors led to the same place.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay. Maybe able to use the funky looking layout for the night so you can make polls. Just maybe a little slow. Don't worry about it. Do attempt, see if it works.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
First poll, new content or something else? I'll just arrange the screen in such a way as to suggest the options. Obviously I've never seen the new content before, but we can still mess with the old content, especially if you've never played the game before. We'll see. We'll see. We might come to the conclusion. It is live. Yes, you did it. It's all good. So please vote now if you have not. But yeah, you did a good job. You managed to make it work. So, I may have to break out the coin. Although if most people are asleep and stuff, I may just have to, you know, go on without you guys. But, you know, I'd rather you guys took part and stuff. I mean, if I got the option available to me, obviously. New content, okay. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
More game.
Please,
This game is designed to be confusing. Don't worry, we're all lost.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I sure hope so. Is there a button?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
I've always hated elevators like this. Because I can never tell which way I'm supposed to stand. Like, do I face this way or do I face this way? Where are we going?
Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. The jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Hooray! We can jump now! So you can see the game, and that sure is that's some hoops you have to get through. Aw, I thought something would happen. Oh, I can't jump anymore. That's not fair. I wasted my jump.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Sorry, having a bit of a bust up with the cats.
She's going out. What's the matter? Well, she's just come rushing up here.
Sorry, they've clearly crossed paths and it hasn't gone well. I don't know who's fighting who. But okay, we've got another lift.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more.
Very good.
Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
You know, this narrator, he needs a minute. He's got to check himself, I think. Manage his expectations. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley, this is what happens happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
You do that,
It's my
narrator.
fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills.
No gimmicks.
Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I guess I don't really have a choice. We're such besties, man. Okay, so our office is gone and now there's just stairs. There's a picture of our office, though. That's something.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay, new decision. Do we go in the vent or do we go further up the stairs? Through the vent or not through the vent? That is the question. Oh, okay. So I'm surprised there's a widget for predictions, but not polls. Yeah, I don't understand. I've seen predictions done well, but I don't. Most of the predictions on my channel is how long is it going to take for me to die, basically. I can crouch, so I could theoretically go in the vent. Yeah. There's also a wrench. Vent or no? Yes, it was. That was the question. I just want to get into the filing cabinets, man. Don't worry. Use the poll. If you haven't already, use the poll, click on it, do an answer, should be fine. All you gotta do is submit it. For the record, I do not remember there being a vent in the first Stanley Parable. That too. Are we playing Among Us now, actually? I've just had the thought. We could be murderers or imposters or something. We could do that, or we could not do that. We could be murderers or not. Or vent liver inners. I don't really know what to... There's a concept in coding called dry. Don't repeat yourself. Vent wins. It do that. But I repeat myself constantly. It's all I have.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Oh. Hot dang. Ancient copiers. And, antique chairs. And delicate and fine paperwork. Just documents of history and It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then,
Collector's
video
edition.
games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something.
2014 Independent Games Festival Audience Award Stanley Parable. The British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded the Stanley Parable. Cool. Coffee nut. 1951. A trip down memory lane. Our first dollar. Smile because it happened. Good advice. Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. That's the achievement I'm working towards. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. I beg to differ. Huh. Oh, I can't sit on the bench.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour of elevator content? That is truly impressive. I feel like that's an achievement. Well done, game. Oh my god, there's actually Portal. Just a picture of Portal. Every game ever created, you say? I see you. I feel like just... probably many of the reviews were just like, you know what? Oh, Minecraft. Feels like Portal. Do we want to go the original remake? Do we want to go upstairs or downstairs? Is there achievement for listening to all the narrators waffle? Most likely, yes. So yes, please do another poll. Are we going upstairs or downstairs? Bear in mind the upstairs are very short stairs, but it's still up. Buy on Steam. Upstairs or down. This has become a game of how few words can you actually do in a poll. See, I'm quite the opposite. I prefer to have the longer the sentence, the better, almost. I just am so full of words. This is why nobody listens to me, because all I do is, when I actually open my mouth, I say literally nothing. Down. Okay, we're going down. Oh, that's not fair. Gosh darn it.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising,
It's never the
rewarding
end.
choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new
People
content.
play games
It
because of
just
what they
needed
can
to
do
be left
inside them.
alone.
And your game
Just
is
spend
very
the rest
good at
of
letting
time
them know
collecting
they
dust
can't
in the
do
Harry
anything.
Hall of beloved
Literally
video game
anything.
memories.
I've always been someone who wants to go the wrong way first in games. When I sense that a game is trying to usher me down a particular path to get me to run from right to left or maybe charge straight ahead, I need to satisfy my instinct to go against the grain, to explore, to see what the designers put back the other way. Sometimes I find a one-up or a collectible stashed away to reward me for my intrepid behavior. At other times, my explorations are rewarded only by the crushing disappointment of running up against an invisible wall. Whatever I find or don't find, my action is a manifestation of my desire to exert some independence, to make my own choices within a system that severely limits my options and encourages certain specific behaviors. The Stanley Parable feels alive in its responsiveness to your choices, and its desire to subvert your expectations and keep you on your toes. I think of the Stanley Parable as a sort of video game analog for Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the ways in which so many films manipulate audiences with formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons, while simultaneously moving me with its formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons. So, the Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and in other systems too, like our workplaces and our families, and a game that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. Oh. Okay. Can't go through that door.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
Aha!
Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Ooh!
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Not
I
recommended.
could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert
Oh
into
no!
the Stanley Parable.
The narrator affects the weather.
A densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even
I think he needs a
imagine
peanut
where
butter
to
sandwich.
stick them.
Okay, just gotta make sure there's no... Okay, I thought maybe there might be a thing we could move and something to crawl through, but no. Oh, some Steam reviews we can't even read because they're blurry. That's a positive review.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
While the idea of the game is good, it becomes very repetitive and boring and just fast as blah blah blah.
Non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Oh dear, what an awful memory to have.
Only in the first few minutes is it thought-provoking.
My otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Poor narrator.
What's this one got to say?
I get that it's supposed to be a parable of something, but listening to that patronizing voice droning on and on just isn't fun. You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Well, yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people, and if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore...
You're scared.
It went on for nearly 10,000 years.
New decision. Skip or don't skip.
Never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I think it's going round in circles.
Too much and it can't be just yet, no, until 240.
I was really hoping it would go on and on and on and on and on and on. Maybe it would start on the dictionary. I feel like starting on the dictionary would be a good plan.
10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment.
See, what's going on about new content, you know? I mean, like, I feel like if he was going to bring up the dictionary, he may as well have, you know,
so much more than forever ago, which is
had a go at it, if you know what I mean.
Or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until...
Imagine this actor having to think about what to talk about, right? That would be great.
So, now you see, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, to be honest, he could sit there and read Steam reviews for all anybody says about the game.
The logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
It can't be.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But it... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Lots of...
I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past.
Was that plant alive before?
Had begun to subside. What took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me. It was unlike anything I had ever known. It was... But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave.
He's gone mental, guys.
Down review and make all of their pitiful demands, but then
This is why the narrator should never be conscious of the skip button.
Entertain us now, he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most...
Okay, the button is recharged.
The end is never the end, 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 is is never the end, 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 is never the.
Okay, I feel like he's working through some things. Feel like we should start checking for doors. The narrator's driving me up the wall with the skip button, let's be honest. Oh. Well, all right then. The narrator is gone. He has left the building. Maybe he's just given up. I think he's given up. Not positive about that one. Yep. Portal just is happening. This is how Portal happens. It's just the fault of the skip button entirely. That's all it ever is. It's the skip button. That's why GLaDOS exists. Swear to God, if she doesn't make a guest appearance, I'll be shocked. Or at the very least, the companion cube. Okay, everything is dead again, and now it's just sad. I'm not sure I like that. It sounded like a distant scream somewhere. Yeah, just like that. Yep, that's the early days of, something horrendous. Yep. The skip button's broken. Everything's wonky. Ooh. Can we just push the skip button again, or is it broken? I think it's broken. Freedom! We found the new world. Don't worry, guys. There's still one sun. It's not like we've suddenly become an alien planet in which there are two suns. Oh. We're here again, are we?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content. Should we go see the new content or the old stuff? Or the new content, as it were. Should do another poll. Old stuff, new stuff. Old stuff, new. It's got neon lights now, though. That's interesting. Do. You're quiet. What was the question? Should we go and see the new content with the neon lights and everything, or examine some of the old stuff? We got 2 ways to go from this point on. Let us see. New content? Yes or no? How are you guys finding the game so far? What are you thinking? Like, for those of you who played the old one and not yet the new one, it's quite funny. Certainly is entertaining, in my opinion, anyway. I'm enjoying the new content, like a surprising amount. It is a very strange game, but I do, as I say, I enjoy it. That's just me. It is one of those ones, though, where like you kind of invest a lot of time, as some of the reviews saying, you invest a lot of time in doing nothing. But that's not a bad thing, because sometimes some good stuff comes out of it, like the narrator spouting complete nonsense. Yes, okay.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Here we go. Okay. Okay. The narrator has taken control of the new content.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this Ultra Deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this Ultra Deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever...
Why is everything...
Parable 2.
The end is never the end. Again.
Far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions. Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. They could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly...
Testing 2 printers at the same time. Investor Showcase.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, or not. Fine. Don't talk to me before I've had a sequel. No, 2 Stanleys, that's the worst.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Who took the red marker? Me. I took it. Thugs. Absolute thugs. Oh, I can't even squeeze in there. Oh, come on. There's a bus. That's an informative bus. Come on, man. It's a bus full of information.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Such as? Name. Hear yours today. Hear your name in the game. A whole new office. Wow. The new updated, ray traced, more of the same, but in a good way, sequel to the new features, new content, new ideas. The button that says the name of the player who was playing that game, the jump circle, the infinite hole. Right, let's go see my name.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
They're small. They're big. Just right. I can't even push them. Okay, let's push the just right button.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am
I
Jim.
want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button. Jim. Yes, you see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was you. The button described you. Do it again, do it again. Jim. Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay. I feel like Jim, I feel like Jim needs more validation.
Oh there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim, no! No, Jim, no! Okay, that's over with. Alright, we're gonna go investigate some other features of the new content.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Sure would.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
The infinite hole. Free, new, and easy achievement. Get it here. You know what? Let's face the epilogue a little later, shall we? Please, no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. but I'm undecided on get well someday and
Stepniece.
happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
I knew it was going to do that. Well, not that exactly, but... oh, that poor balloon is stuck. But yes, sometimes it just takes another person making a decision for you to decide
Maybe I
that...
should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
to help you decide to know what you wanted the whole time.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle? Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
It's really mean. Just give me back my jumps. I can't believe it's that simple. Free achievement, get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works. Get yours right now.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
So disappointed. Unbloody believable. Sounds like it's not that easy to me, you guys. Gosh darn it! Here I thought I found a secret. Fine. We're gonna do something else.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
That's new. Can you find them? Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Okay. Poor Stanley.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Right, let's go check out the epilogue door. Maybe we should check out the merch. Oh, dang it. I want the I saw the new content thing. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Give it to me. Reassurance bucket. Alright, well, let's ignore that for now. Actually, do we want... I'm gonna check out the... Oh, I'm so full of indecision right now. Thought I saw the epilogue door. Okay, that's the your name door. The epilogue door is somewhere. my achievement. I don't want it. I don't want it. You and your exit can F off. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's just gonna take us straight to the infinite hole. Settings world champion. Okay. I don't know where the infinite hole is. I guess we'll find it at some point. Come on, let's go to the infinite hole. Opening, rim, surrounding area, depth, infinite.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Here we go. We're going to fall
See, isn't it wonderful?
for at least 30 minutes.
Concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Press G to return to the surface.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Nope, we're gonna keep going for a few seconds.
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From
Oh,
my
dear.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the
Meeting
hole
at
was
2
as big as
p.m.
anyone would
2
actually need.
p.m.
Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and
Every
agree to
pause
just
button
call
is the
it
Roman numeral
a
2.
mistake infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on.
Just the
I'll
two
just
of
wait
us.
here when you're
We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. The infinite hole is a fucking lie. I feel betrayed and cheated, and this is disgusting, by the way.
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not a normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time?
Sure
I
did.
can't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much more to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. This is starting to become a thing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Well, now I'm not doing it. Just gonna see if he reacts to that. Just push the button. You'll be okay, Stanley. Okay.
Oh, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay, cool. It's not working.
Is the teleport button not working? You sure?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago.
I know
Try
that.
it again.
Yep, it's not working.
Still nothing. Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I'll just read my poem then. Sorry, song lyrics. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. Oh. Hello, hole. You guys, something is happening. Under the watchful eye of the narrator has gone in the hole. The hole she expands. I suppose the only thing to really do is look up. Oh my god. This is amazing. Oh my god. Change yourself. Holy shit. It's just so weird. Am I just legs? I think I'm just upside down.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But don't get worried, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Okay, so he's actively torturing me now. Okay.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
We've done the button that says gym. We've done the infinite hole. We haven't done the reassurance bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket.
Which is
You
not
see,
here.
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As
Ooh!
long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Bucket.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I guess I'll be keeping the bucket then.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
I think we've got it. Oh, okay, cool. I was just wondering where the exit was. Yes, this fills me with
All right. Have you
reassurance.
seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
New mug. I want the new mug, man.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay, are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on, let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags.
The jump circle is around the infinite hole.
I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Almost like what the Ultra Deluxe is doing.
It could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, I feel like I should maybe begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Click to skip.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
And there's the balloon.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so far so good. Loving this new game.
Stanley felt the bucket calling to him, begging him to pick it up. Why was he not doing it?
Oh. Should I pick up the bucket? Oh, I'm having connection issues with the chat, so I do apologize, but if you can hear me, let me know if you guys think that I don't know if a vote would work, but you know, just try and have a vote. Give it a minute. And should I pick up the bucket or not? I'm so sorry about the chat issue. Not really sure what's going on there. Because everything seems fine. Oh, the chat. Did you guys hear me? 'Cause I don't know if you guys had buffering issues or whatever, but I was having connection issues with the chat. I think it might be Twitch's fault, but I'm not sure. Um, if you did miss.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Should I pick up the bucket, do you think? Yes or no? Oh good, pick up the bucket. Or not. It's up to you guys. I believe in you. Okay, sorry. I wasn't sure if, like, because I couldn't read the chat, I wasn't sure if, the screen was buffering or something. So I thought, just in case, I will say something and see what happens. Okay, cool. Oh, poor me. We'll have to call it quits in a bit and see how it goes. When it gets to the point where we restart the game,
Picked up the bucket.
we might call it quits for the evening then.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Do we go left or right? There was a buffer about 20 minutes ago, but not recently. Cool. So yeah, I think it's Twitch's fault. Like, my internet connection, according to everything, is fine. So I apologize for any buffering. I'm not really sure what the cause is there. But should we go left or right? We're at this point of the game again. In the Stanley Parable 2. Oh my god. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Sometimes it's nice to go back to your basics and just make simple decisions like left or right. Like, it's sometimes it's all you can really do. Just the simple decisions in your life. I think 1 minute is the minimum. I wish it could go down to 30 seconds.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
How to solve a dispute with a co-worker. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other co-workers. Resent co-workers for not supporting you more. Yeah. Sounds legit.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
This is the
We're getting into name calling.
bucket of
This
reassurance.
is how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket. Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? that your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I'd never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point.
Essentially, the bucket is the companion cube of the Stanley Parable.
Evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Wouldn't let me drop the bucket.
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets and the natural order of things.
Property of Stanley. I wondered what the noise was. It's just a sticker has appeared on the bucket.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
I agree.
Ever unsure, we're coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Should we go upstairs or downstairs? What you think? New poll. Upstairs or downstairs? So upstairs is the boss's office, but I don't think we've gone downstairs yet. It's nice that we have a companion bucket, though. It's good that, like, we've established our relationship with the bucket and established that the bucket is in fact a bucket. I feel like it's important for the bucket's identity to know that it is a bucket, and it is important to the bucket to know that the bucket is mine. The bucket is property of Stanley, and the bucket has no autonomy in this situation. So I feel as though the bucket knows its place in the world, and that's more than Stanley does. And that in and of itself provides comfort, I assume, for the bucket and for Stanley as well, because something in this world is constant, just like the bucket and the bucket's state of being. We're going up. The bucket... If in the event that companion cube does speak, the Enrichment Center urges you to disregard its advice. Oh.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Please be reminded that the companion cube will never threaten to stab you, and in fact cannot speak. If in the event that the companion cube does speak, the Enrichment Center urges you to disregard its advice.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket.
And you do have to throw it into the incinerator.
The two of them
You have
were
incinerated your companion cube faster than any other
Stanley was
test
so
subject
absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he
on
shared
record.
that
Congratulations.
he had the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
The companion cube would have come to your party, but you murdered him.
Stanley just sat around twiddling, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes.
Stanley figs.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Figgy stands.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards
So getting all about
unknown
games.
fate.
Portal is so worth
It would
playing
be
if you
all Stanley
haven't.
could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Oh, that doesn't look fine.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Shall we go straight ahead this time, do you think?
Hello, precious. Hi.
Okay. One of my cats has finished skulking on the windowsill. She's just walking by me on the desk. In the meantime, escape. Should we go ahead or shall we escape? Please do a vote. On the poll, of course. Although your opinion is noted, and I'm sure it will be noted like in fiction. I just want to give everyone a chance to maybe, say something. Otherwise, we might have to resort to the coin again. You were so ready. What are we gonna do? Let's go, let's go, let's go. So, I'm gonna whenever the game ends up restarting or something, we're going to the escapes. Okay. We'll call it quits eventually, but when we do, how do you guys feel about playing the game some more?
The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
So we can play this game next Tuesday, or we can move on to something else.
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Sounds good to you.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Okay, so new poll. Do we continue to go forward or do we go back? Because we still have time to change our mind according to the narrator. So, new poll. Forward or back? Because I went I was fairly gung ho the first time, and it didn't occur to me until after I jumped down the hole that I could have made another choice here. Um, so we could go back, or we could fire away. But I'll tell you what, though. I'm mighty glad we have this bucket. Things are so much more different now. We have the company of a good bucket and a solid friend. It keeps up a constant stream of conversation. Clink, 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 clink. At least next time I could be much quicker with the keyboard. This is true. This is true. There's always that. So we gotta test your pull making prowess and possibly even your prediction prowess in the future. We don't do a lot of predictions on the channel, but for what it is, as I said, oh, okay. I refused to die for a moment there. Excuse me. I mean, I refused to fall through a hole for a moment there.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so
Yes,
much
predictions
time.
can be a bit of a handful, I imagine.
Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
The bucket. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through the use of the exhibition in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in the exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were, in ignorance and darkness? I'm sure surprised you changed those. I mean, it's all about the bucket now, isn't it?
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it?
25 buckets.
Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is
A
far
photograph
more
of
noble
25
than
buckets,
Stanley
the
would
greatest
ever
number
have
of
been
buckets
with
ever
Stanley?
captured on camera. The photographer experienced a catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of euphoria from exposure to this many buckets at once. A bucket with two handles. It's very much like the, you know the one. You'll are aware of classic art. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life. Having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental, every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control a bucket. The stress bucket, an analogy. Worrying and negative forecasting, negative thinking, lack of reassurance. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Vulnerability equals the size and strength of the bucket. Coping strategies equals holes. Rest and relaxation, doing something you enjoy. Rest and relaxation. Stress bucket, presented without commentary. Cave drawing. While we know that buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance, inevitably, is for our own good. I think it's infinite hole time. Okay, decision. Do we go down the hole? Or I assume we're going to be able to go down the hole. Or do we look at the rest of the exhibit, assuming there is more? Drop in a new poll. Do 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 do. Philosophically, that does make sense, yes. Do 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 do. It's the hanging bucket. Do 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 do. Look at this blue corridor. I mean, it's a white corridor, but it's got blue lighting, which makes it look blue. But we have seen a blue corridor in the game at least twice. Don't forget, the staff room is blue as well. It was a very fine room, very entertaining. Do 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 do. What's the answer to the poll? Oh, I thought it was finished. I swear to God, it was like going down and then it went up again for a second there. That's fine. Hole. Okay, cool. And read your Bible. Ooh. I guess we, oh, geez.
There is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket.
Another beautiful bucket?
From their treatment as tools and implements. If only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Okay, I think we have a bucket supremacist on our hands. I was expecting the narrator to save us, honestly. I'm quite shocked by this. Begin the game again. No, Right. So, technically, that's a restart. um, so I'm gonna leave it there for now. Thank you so much, game. I appreciate you. We'll continue another time. Promise. Um, thank you so much for being here. Just let me check, see if there's anything we can do. Raid wise. There's no, I mean, okay. There's this. I followed a guy the other day. As I said, I was looking for ways to build my Twitch follower thing, so I can, you know, give you guys options when it comes to maybe raiding some channels. There is a guy called Yuri Matches. I honestly don't know how to pronounce that. I'm so sorry. But I believe he is a friend of somebody else that I follow, but I've never actually watched any of his streams, so we're gonna go experiment. See how it goes. Please do join me if you can. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your company, your support, your time, and your subs and your follows and everything. I do appreciate it. I will we'll let you guys decide what you guys want to do with your little decisions. In the spirit of the Stanley Parable, secretly you have no autonomy here. So the only thing you can really do is join the raid. It's gotta be that. It's gotta be that. Or you could not join the raid and join me again on Thursday. Not Thursday, sorry, Friday. In which we will be playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. So, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, so, yes, so you will come to the raid, or I will see you Friday. Please do join us if you can, and when you can. I'm always happy to see you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. Sleep well when you go. If it is not your bedtime, have a great time zone, and I will see you Friday. Bye, guys.